one of my favorite stories from college was when I had sex with this girl who hated me in the bathroom of a frat house. And I don't even care, I'll say her name, it's Alyssa. Alyssa also happened to be the best friend of my girlfriend at the time because they were in the same sorority or whatever. And to be honest, I don't even blame Alyssa for hating me because I did treat my girl like shit. I did cheat on her a bunch of times. I never hit her or anything like that, but I was verbally abusive to her sometimes, especially when I would get drunk. So I guess she was kind of justified for hating me, but she's still a bitch. Anyways, let me paint the scene. This was the last party of the semester because this was the weekend after finals week. So most people were already home, including my girl. So you already know I was trying to get lit, like drunk, like fuck a guy high, no Diddy, right? So me and three of my fraternity bros, and yes, of course, I wasn't a frat, pulled up to this house, and I kid you not, one of the first people I see there was Alyssa. And once she saw me, you could tell her whole energy changed. And I literally saw her roll her eyes, but I did not care, bro. It was the last party of the semester, and I was just trying to get lit, which I did. I was smoking, drinking, and vibing on the balcony. No drama, no stress. And I was even chatting up this one girl who was a 6 out of 10 at best. But again, I did not care. I just kept drinking until I found her hot. And literally, just when I was about to make a move, Alyssa's drunk ass comes to the balcony, and not even 1 minute later, like literally, bro, 35 seconds later, she comes up to me in the 6 out of 10 and starts wilding. Like, she's going off, saying, "Oh, you a bitch ass nigga, you ain't shit." And keep in mind, Alyssa's a white girl shitting on me like that and saying the N-word every other word. And I'm not justifying it, but it was a different time back then, and it was kind of normalized. But yeah, she was making a whole scene and was claiming I was trying to cheat. So at this point, bro, I'm drunk, and the 6 out of 10 is taking Alyssa's side, so I'm arguing back now. Alyssa cheated on her man 2 months ago, and that's why she's single now. And I said this to her, which caused her to get in my face even more now. And that's when my bro had to pull me back and told me to go downstairs because it did look like we were about to throw hands. And low-key, I was starting to feel like Chris Brown. She blew my high, and I was starting to feel sober and angry. So I took 2 shots of Jack when I went downstairs and got on the pong table. Now, not to brag, but I'm a good-looking guy, arm tats, light-skinned, mixed guy, and not to mention 6'5", baby, so I have no problem getting girls. So when I saw this fine-ass girl downstairs I never seen before, I pulled up to her, and right after I got her Instagram, of course, Alyssa comes to the pong room out of nowhere and says, "You know Johnny has a girl, right?" My name's Johnny, by the way. And bro, I was heated. The fine girl was just looking confused, and Alyssa comes back again 2 seconds later and starts making another scene and telling this fine-ass girl how shitty I am. But then an unexpected hero comes and saves the day. Some guy who lived there saw that Alyssa just kept getting drunk and kept causing a scene everywhere I went, so he kicked her ass out. I was hyped, but sadly it was too late, bro, because the fine-ass girl was already turned off. She told me she didn't want to be involved in my drama, so she just left. And at that point, I gave up on trying to get some ass and just kept drinking and smoking and just made it into a bros night. Fast forward 2 hours later, it was like 2 a.m. I was faded and holeless, and I had to pee, so I stumbled my way into the bathroom. And just some context, the design of the bathroom is kind of weird. You can't really see the sink when you first walk in, so if someone was washing their hands, you couldn't see them right away. And when I first walked in, I closed the door behind me, and then after, I saw Alyssa was there looking at herself in the mirror, and I was confused as fuck because she just got kicked out, but I didn't say anything. We were kind of just looking at each other, and now I don't know if it was because I was drunk, but my mind went immediately into the gutter, and I was thinking about making a move, bruh. One thing about Alyssa, she may be a bitch, but she ain't ugly, especially if you're not sober. She asked me why I was looking at her like that, and I went right into player mode. I told her, "Alyssa, I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm not trying to fight." And right as she was telling me how much of a fuckboy I was, I went right up to her and started kissing her, and she kissed me back. There's just something so hot about hooking up with someone you were just arguing with earlier in the night. And the fact that she was my girlfriend's bestie made it way hotter. After 2 minutes of making out, I grabbed her, put her ass on the sink, I pulled her pants down, and I went down on her like a munch, bro. I don't even know why, I was just feeling it that night. Plus, I was so drunk that even if her stuff was a little stinky, I wouldn't have even smelled it. And once I got that green light, I turned her around, she put her hands on the wall, and you know the rest, bro. What's funny is that while I was beating it, I heard a knock on the door, and I'm not even sure she heard it too because the music was still playing, but the knocks kept getting louder and louder, and I think they even started to kick the door. And keep in mind, we were in the first floor bathroom, so 30 seconds later, the dude opened the bathroom window from the outside somehow and peeked his head in. It was some black dude, and when he saw us, he was like, "Nah, bro," and left. Alyssa saw him look and yelled, "Oh shit," but bro, we were so in the moment, we just kept going. And right when I was about to finish, I asked Alyssa if I could finish inside her. At the time, I thought she said, "Uh-huh," as in yes, but funny enough, a year later, I found out she said, "Huh?" Like, "huh?" as in she couldn't hear me. But I thought she said, "Uh-huh," and I let loose inside her, no rubber. It was kind of awkward after because she didn't really make eye contact with me like that, so I just told her thank you and that I always wanted to do that. She then said she hated me less now and told me not to tell my girlfriend. Then I was like, "What are you even doing here, bro? I thought you were kicked out." And she was like, she was there to see Jeff, which is one of the guys who lived there. Yikes. I was like, "Are you still going to see him?" And she was like, probably not. She left, and I went back to the party to finish my beer. I felt like the man that night.